All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to our Next Level Broadcasting presentation of this first annual TC Catholic Tournament here in downtown Traverse City. Shane Smith, Charles Strail, Will Sherman, Jessica Alcorn, the four of us bringing this one to you live from downtown Traverse City at the St. Francis Gymnasium. We've got our consolation game here going on. This will be the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators taking on the Nouvelle Catholic Central Panthers.
Well, Shane, it's certainly a pleasure to be joining you here this evening. Actually, this afternoon, I should say. And we're looking forward to what should be a really good day of basketball. And we've got this game. It's kind of the consolation game, as both these teams weren't able to come out with a successful victory last night. But they're here trying to get a win here this weekend between Saginaw Nouvelle and Traverse City St. Francis. Should be a really, really high-paced and a very energetic game. Both these teams last night were very competitive.
Yeah.
Traverse City St. Francis were down by 20, eventually made it a 3.1 score game, and eventually lost by 7. Saginaw Nouvelle, for about 3 quarters, went toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in Class C, Jackson Lumen Christi, and then I think Nouvelle just ran out of gas toward that fourth quarter finish line. But I think both these teams are well-rested. Gladiators with a quicker turnaround, obviously playing the later game last night and the early game today. But I think that both these teams, if they can showcase the effort that they had on display last night here this afternoon, this should be a very, very closely competitive game.
All right. That'll take care of it for us here in our little pregame warm-up. We're going to send it down to our PA announcer for the prayer and national anthem. We'll be back on the other side of this.
Grant, we pray that each player competes with a strong body, a clear mind, and a pure heart. St. Francis of Assisi, pray for us. St. Sebastian, pray for us. Mother Mary, Queen of Victory, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. The privilege of this event was made possible and preserved by those who have fought and those who continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us now honor and respect their efforts and sacrifices. All veterans, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute, and everyone else, please place your hand over your heart as we proudly sing our national anthem.
Alrighty, Charles, we'll come back into this one to get through our starting lineups, of course, with Nouvelle Catholic. The visitors here coming all the way up from the Saginaw area.
Yeah, starting for the Nouvelle Catholic Panthers will be number 24, Jack Wilson, a senior. Number 2, Sean Foley, senior. Number 5, Camden Cowell. Number 11, Ramon Kelly Jr. And last but not least, Robert Brown Jr., number 23 for the Novell Panthers. And they had a lot of intensity, both offensively and defensively, last night. Shane, one of the keys for them here this afternoon will be, can they force turnovers, and then can they score easy baskets off of those turnovers? We saw that in the run they put on Lumen Christi last night. When they can turn the opposing team over and get easy runouts, they are a tough team to beat. And in the second half, when Lumen Christi started cutting down on those turnovers, that's when we saw the kind of the gears get into neutral for the Panthers last night. So the key for Novell will be forcing turnovers. And on the other side of that coin, the key for the Gladiators will be limiting turnovers. And if they do happen to turn it over, can they make sure it's a dead ball turnover as opposed to a steal?
Yeah. Well, it's exactly what we saw with St. Francis last night. As we get some words of encouragement from our ref here tonight. Last night, that was exactly what St. Francis did to keep themselves in the game, creating turnovers and causing the basket directly afterward in order to bring themselves back from a 20-plus point deficit.
5 starters for the Gladiators will be Isaac Kerr, Isaiah Millward. So the Twin Towers making their first appearance in the starting lineup tonight for the Gladiators. Rounding out the starting lineup will be Harrison Shepard, Lewis Ryan, and Mason Holscher.
And the tip-off, Novell comes away with it. Jack Wilson there, outlasting Isaac Kerr. The opening three of the game, no good from Camden Call. That one falls just a bit short. Novell gets the rebound off Robert Brown Jr. We've got a foul coming up here on St. Francis already. See where that falls on here in just a moment. That'll be Harrison Shepard. So we'll stay with the Panthers here as Foley inbounds. Back over to Colley, and Foley will take it over once more at the top here. About 30 seconds have gone by. Charles, 1 3-point attempt already.
Yeah, I think both these teams are going to want to get it inside. You see the lineup that the Gladiators started here this evening with the 2 6'5" guys inside. Let's see if the Gladiators' defensive scheme of trying to make Novell be effective from the perimeter is effective.
Yeah. Another three coming up, no good. And the putback falls in from Jack Wilson. His first points of the game, team's first as well. Just about a minute gone by. St. Francis getting a chance to get their first bucket in this game. Shepard passing over to Millward at the top, and around we go to Ryan. A couple of big threes last night.
And you'll see the Panthers trying to play this 2-3 zone, aggressive trapping defense. It's imperative that the Gladiators get it to the high post and then get the baseline runner like they just got there to Kerr.
Yes, indeed. 2-2 ball game. 6:40 here in the first period. Camden Call passed that one off to Robert Brown Jr., a defensive stalwart in yesterday's game, getting some offensive time here as well, putting up 2 more.
So both baskets so far coming for the Panthers in the painted area. That's one of the things that head coach Sean Finnegan wanted to limit for this Panther offense.
Isaac Kerr trying to get one in, a little bit too powerful. We'll have a tie-up coming, staying with St. Francis. 4-2 ball game. Panthers ahead at the moment. St. Francis with the ball. Harrison Shepard will be inbounding. Getting some good looks inside, both from Isaac Kerr to begin the game. Ryan works his way around Robert Brown Jr., puts that one up off the glass, no good. Going to be Ramon Kelly Jr., the top scorer here, passing that one off to Robert Brown, no good. Harrison Shepard picks up the rebound for St. Francis. Back the other way we go. Ryan working his way around the arc, a big heave to Shepard. He tries it inside, no good. Another look to Ryan. He'll be going for 3, and it's in.
That's the first made three-pointer of the game. I think three-pointers might be at a limited variety here with the way that these two teams want to attack the basket this evening or this afternoon.
Well, we'll see. Both teams are very capable of doing it. As Kelly puts one up. That one gets slightly tipped back into the hands of Shepard and the rest of the Glads. Now to Millward.
Rumbling, stumbling, fumbling.
Still hanging on to it this time, Shepard. Glads have a 5-4 lead. Ryan DeKerr in the corner. Meeting a lot of trouble. Gets it off in time. Up and away. A long jumper, no good from Millward. Bouncing off of heads, back into the hands of Kerr. Now to Shepard under the basket. To Holscher. And we'll reset back at the top with Ryan once more.
Whew. So the Gladiators get this second chance opportunity here, and let's see what they can do with it.
Just over 2 minutes gone by so far in the game. Nice look to Kerr, and he delivers.
That's the second time that the Gladiators have hit that flash up top to Millward, and he's dropped a dime 2 times to Kerr on the baseline running action.
St. Francis here with a 3-point lead. They did not have a lead in last night's game. So we'll see here. Ramon Kelly letting one fly from 3. That was off the window, no good.
And the one thing that the Gladiators can do here with their 2 posts in the game is they can rebound a lot better.
Holscher to Shepard. 4:13 to go in this first period. 7-4 ball game still. Inside once more to Kerr. Pulls up from the free throw line and makes it in.
He's got 6 points right now. Isaac Kerr really playing some good ball in this first quarter.
Yes, he is. The Panthers are going to want to start looking his way more often. Ramon Kelly thought about the 3-pointer. Goes for a long 2 instead. Gets that one in. 9-6 ball game.
First scratch of the game for Ramon Kelly. He knocked that one down. A nice little jab step crossover move. Getting some space, freeing himself up for that pull-up jump shot as we got first substitution coming in. That's Rodney Murray.
Yep. Millward taking care of an untied shoe. Back and forth now to Shepard, and we'll get the St. Francis offense set up here with Millward. He drives inside. Patience, no good there on the rebound. Jack Wilson. Ramon Kelly taking it all the way back. Gets it off to Murray. And now the Panthers will take a moment back at the top. Take another look at it for Kelly. That one's off the window, no good. Still a 9-6 ball game.
Maybe a little bit of a rushing on that shot there for Kelly. He hit his last one as the Panthers forced a turnover. See if they can turn it into points.
Picked up by Sean Foley here. Back over to Kelly. Had over 20 points in last night's game. And we'll send it back over to Jack Wilson. Foley to Camden Call. Also had some great scoring efforts in last night's game. Another 3-point shooter. Kelly worked the baseline, got that one picked off by Millward. St. Francis taking it back here, still up by 3.
So you get back-to-back turnovers there for each team.
Ryan on the baseline, lets that one go. Intended for Kerr, gets it broken up, and now it's Foley all the way back down. Murray in the corner, and a run up top to Kelly. This time he got his feet set. That'll be a bit short, though.
Yeah, so far both teams still only one made 3-pointer made in this basketball game. Maybe the legs are a little tired from the energy expended last night, but look for each team to maybe settle in, get some more paint touches.
A deep one, though, from Ryan. That's the 3-point shot we know he can make, and that's 2 straight for him.
And as Ryan knocks down his second trifecta, the Panthers of Saginaw Nouvelle take a timeout as they've seen this St. Francis lead double them up.
Yeah.
It's 12-6. Shane, we were here last night, or I should say you were here last night.
Yep.
Talk to us about the intensity that it takes for a team to play at 7:30 or 6:30, 7:30 on a Friday night, come back and play here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Are you notice anything different about the players' intensity level?
From St. Francis, not really. In fact, Ryan is shining through. He's much stronger so far intensity-wise than what we saw last night. It took him until the second half of the game to really warm up into things. So Gladiators are getting just as many turnovers forced and shots taken off of that as they did last game. The Panthers do seem to have slowed down a little bit. They're not able to get their feet set as well. We've seen that with Ramon Kelly on a few different shots here. As Foley takes that one in, lets that short, and it'll be another turnover to St. Francis. So far it's taken the Panthers from Novell Catholic a little bit more time to warm into this game than what we saw last night against Lumen Christi.
And maybe that's a derivative of them playing the first game here last night, but I would imagine that the Panthers will get their feet underneath them here sooner as opposed to later.
Exactly right. Find themselves down by 6 still, 12-6. Bixby here just making his first substitution for the team. That one's short. Picked up by Ty Murray there on the rebound. That'll be back to Ty Murray and now Foley. Panthers looking for their first points here in the last about 2.5, 3 minutes of gameplay. And that'll be another turnover to St. Francis.
Panthers right now are just having a hard time getting consistent, good shot attempts.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of turnovers strung together. Credit that St. Francis Gladiator defense. But for the Panthers, I think they really just got to force these turnovers. And when they do get one, they got to try their darndest to convert it on the other end for points quickly.
Minute 15 to go in this first period. Jake Bixby working his way, gets it off to Millward. And back to Kerr from about the free throw line, no good. Still 6 points for him, though, according to our tally.
Might be the first shot he's missed.
Just about. That'll be Camden Call losing it. Back to Ty Murray. Call once more. He struggles there along the baseline against Millward, up and away, no good.
It's
from
just
Jack Wilson.
It's just hard for the Panthers to get anything going into the paint. The Gladiators are doing a good job of cutting off those driving lanes and making it hard for them to get entry passes into the paint. The Panthers might have to try and space this floor a little bit, maybe get some empty side screen and rolls so that way they can free up some of these players rolling toward the basket.
Drew Carlson, also a newcomer in tonight's game. Shoves that one over to Call, and now it's Rodney Murray. And here we go right along the baseline. Jack Wilson saves it from going out of bounds. Reset up to Ty Murray, the younger brother of Rodney. Got another foul coming up here on St. Francis. And that'll be Isaac Kerr, his first, only team second. Panthers with no fouls so far, and that'll send Rodney Murray up to the line for two. Looking for the first point since about the 4-minute mark in this quarter for Panthers. No good there.
Yeah, get to the free throw line is a good way to try and settle down your offense. If you're a shooter, if you can get to the free throw line, it really gets you into the flow and rhythm of the game as Murray knocks down the second of two.
22 seconds to go in this first period. That'll be passed over to Shepard at the top and Jake Bixby once more. Luke Gorman just came in a moment ago. The three-point try from Ryan, no good. Might be his first missed three.
Got to shoot it.
Up and away, and that one's well short. So it'll be a 12-7 ball game going into this second period. We're going to step aside for a quick commercial break and come back on the other side of this. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.
The time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming back into this one, the second period of action in the first consolation game here of the TC Catholic Tournament. St. Francis holds a 5-point, 12-7 lead, and speaking of 5, that's Camden Calls. He works his way around the mess of players, floats that one up, no good. Robert Brown Jr. comes up with the rebound, tries to put it in, draws the foul. Luke Gorman picking up his first foul now. First of this period already for St. Francis. Robert Brown Jr. gets that first free throw in. and number 2. So it's a 12-9 ball game. One thing that we've seen from all these Southern schools so far in Southern Michigan is they're excellent free throw shooters. Teams here in Northern Michigan seem to struggle a little bit with that. As we've got Harrison Shepard working his way out of a jam, going for a long 2, no good. That'll go aimlessly out of bounds, back to the Panthers. So we get our clock readjusted here. It'll be a 12-9 ball game, 7:23 to go in this second period. As Camden Call works his way across the timeline, gets that one over to Taya Murray, working against Bixby. Didn't like that opportunity. Back up top to Brown Jr. That'll be Call once again, taking a moment to reset things. Minute through this first period, the only point scored so far has been Robert Brown Jr.'s free throws, and he fights for that one off the glass, and 2 more points to his tally.
He's got 6 now to lead the scores for the Panthers, and the Panthers have come out strong here in this second quarter, a 5-0 start to this period of play.
Gorman finds Bixby. Great moments from him last night as well as we pass it around the top. Ryan left wide open. That one will fall a bit short. 2 for 4 from the 3-point mark, according to our unofficial tally. It'll be, I believe, back to the Panthers. No, I apologize. It will stay with St. Francis. The Panthers pick up the foul, though.
As we got a couple subs coming in for each team.
Yep. We got Isaiah Millward and Mason Holscher coming in for the Glads. The foul will go on Rodney Murray for the Panthers. Shepard letting that one go helplessly into Sean Foley's hands, and he'll take it all the way down. High banker, no good. Taya Murray tried to get it back. Mason Holscher wins that battle, and it's back to the Glads.
And those are the ones that the Panthers need to convert on. It was a 4-on-3 break. Got to try to get points off of those turnovers because the way that their offense has been moving against the Gladiator set half-court defense, it's been tough sledding. So when you have those transition opportunities where you have a numbers advantage, it's critical that the Novell Panthers convert.
Well, we have another turnover here, this time from Millward. Just couldn't get a handle on it as the ball went out of bounds. So the Panthers looking to try and take the lead here in this game. Take it back as they had it in the opening moments of this game. Robert Brown Jr. scored the first points and has scored the most so far, and he'll pick up the charge.
That should be his first personal foul.
Yes, indeed.
Neither team with any players in serious jeopardy of being in foul trouble right now.
That's right. Neither team with any player more than 1 foul, and so far we've had fewer than, I believe, 5 combined fouls on each team so far. Gorman to Holscher. Steps up to the plate there, thought about taking the shot, but Sean Foley was right there to stop him, so it's back to Bixby. Up and away, Foley, no good off the heel. St. Francis recovers. Shepard right here in front of the table, our broadcasting booth. So he'll drive that one over, gets it broken up. Bixby comes away with it here, thankfully for the Glads. He puts that one up, no good, off the heel. Robert Brown Jr., kind of the do-it-all player so far in this game, comes up with the takeaway. Big 3 shot for him, falls short. That'll go out of bounds, back to the Glads. Number 24, Jack Wilson coming back in here for Novell. And 5 minutes to go here in this first half. 12-11 ball game. St. Francis still in the lead, but they have not scored a point yet in this second period. Just as I say that, Jake Bixby lays one in. His first points of the game. 3-point game, 14-11, 4:40 to go in this first period. Ian Ziegelman making his first appearance tonight. And he'll take a big 3 shot here to tie things up, no good. Shepard comes away with the rebound. Shepard staring down Drew Carlson. Finds Holscher once more. As he worked his way to the paint, thinks better of it. Back up top to Millward. Now to Gorman, back to Bixby. He'll work his way in. Floats one up from 5 feet, no good. Robert Brown Jr., the big man, on the rebound once more. Foley to Carlson, back to Foley we go. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Still a 14-11 ball game. Low-scoring affair compared to last night's 2 games. Up and away, Ziegelman takes a couple of bounces, no good. That stayed up there forever, and Shepard comes away with the rebound after what felt like an eternity. Millward there under the basket, should have gone for the shot. Tried to pass it off to Gorman, and that'll go out of bounds. 3:33 to go in the game, first half. 14-11 here. Still, Foley finds Ziegelman. Back to Foley, left open on the baseline. Gets crowded, but fights for 2 more and gets him in. His first points of the game. 2 points for number 2, and it's a 14-13 affair. Holscher found himself in the corner, works his way around the arc, and just shoves that one back over to Bixby. Charles will welcome you back in here as Bixby spins his way around, floats one up, no good off the front of the rim. Millward on the putback draws the foul.
That foul called against Jack Wilson.
So that'll be his first, team's third now this period. Millward at the line for 2.
Millward still looking for his first points of the game, Shane.
Yeah.
Ryan with 6, Kerr with 6, and Jake Bixby with 2.
There he goes, gets his first point. You heard you, Charles. So it'll be a 15-13 game. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first half as Sean Foley works it back over to Ziegelman. And now to Kelly once more. Low scoring for him so far this afternoon. A nice transition over to Foley. Ziegelman once more, still keeping out on the perimeter. Foley works that one in from the free throw line, no good. Robert Brown Jr. takes it in the corner. We'll send it back up top. Good takeaway here by Ryan, and he'll effortlessly work it in for 2. Ramon Kelly Jr. only with 2 points so far. We had a 20-plus point affair from him last night. So he's certainly looking to get some more points on the board. Saves that one, gets it over to Robert Brown Jr. Thought about the 3 from the corner. Back over to Kelly we go. And the big man twirls around, puts it up and away. No good. Wilson there.
Yeah, that was shot. That's a nice move for Wilson there. I like that shot in the sequence of that possession. Just got to be able to knock it down.
Ryan thought about it. Found a lot of pressure from Ziegelman. A good pass inside to Bixby for a bucket.
Another backdoor cut. The Gladiators hit that one. They've hit a couple nice zone from high to the baseline. And this time they go back up by 6, the largest lead of the game.
No good in and out from Kelly. St. Francis going on a 7-2 run here in the last about minute and a half. It was 12-11, now 19-13. Ryan working against Kelly, back over to Holscher. 70 seconds to go in this first half. St. Francis hanging on to their 6-point lead, tied for the biggest this game. Ziegelman gets a takeaway, working against Kerr, and that'll be a big foul coming up here.
And that'll be the second personal foul against Isaac Kerr.
So Ziegelman will go up to the line here for 2 more. Free throws kept St. Francis in the game against Kalamazoo Hackett last night. And that'll be what Novell looks to do here to keep themselves squared in this one within 6. First one made by Ziegelman. We've got number 10, Owen Vance, coming in here for the Panthers. And a rare miss on the free throw line there. So it'll be a 5-point game. Working all the way in was Ryan. Gets that one knocked away. Kelly spins around Shepard. Works to the baseline. Fires that one over to Foley. And now Ziegelman, why not? Posts up for a wide open three. That'll be well short. He'll try it again from the same spot. Misses that one as well.
A lot of contact down there on the defensive rebounds with the Kerr, Millward working against just the entirety of this Panther offensive unit.
St. Francis looking for the final shot here in the half to kind of put themselves up with the biggest lead so far in this game, but not before a little foul coming up there on Foley.
That'll be his first personal.
Still a low foul affair between both teams. Shepard to Holscher, 15 seconds to go in the first half. Still a 5-point 19-14 lead. To Millward, and that'll go through his fingertips as Ramon Kelly was there to kind of confuse things a little bit. And it'll go back to the Panthers with 8.5 seconds to go. Foley finds Kelly.
That's a good take foul there by the Gladiators. They had a couple fouls to give, and Holscher, or Harrison Shepard with the take foul. That is his second personal, so he'll have to be really careful here.
Maybe not the player to put that foul on here with 5 seconds to go in the first half, but Kelly goes up for one last shot. Went out and came back in, and that brings it to a 3-point game going into halftime. So that'll give a little bit more momentum to Nouvelle Catholic, Charles, as we send it to our halftime break.
Well, we'll have everything and more coming up on our Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. We'll talk about what we saw here in this first 2 quarters of play between Saginaw Nouvelle and Traverse City St. Francis. Break down what we anticipate to see in the second half between these two teams, and then we'll have a look ahead to our TC Catholic Tournament Championship game later this afternoon between Jackson Lumen Christi and Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic. We'll be back after this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
Gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Neat gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehouseCharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Point City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
The Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at Culver Meadows. Call 231-633-9430.
I'm Ryan Beningo, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installation, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike many service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding the gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Neat gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehouseCharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Alrighty, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to our TVC Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. Shane Smith, Charles Strail, Will Sherman, Jessica Elkhorn, all four of us here bringing this one to you live. Charles, we got a scoring update, some things to talk about from this game, and we want to give some shout-outs to our wonderful viewers from downstate as well.
Yeah, so far in this first half between the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators and the Saginaw Nouvelle Panthers, leading the way across the board for all players is Lewis Ryan. He's got 8. Isaac Kerr with 6. Jake Bigsby with 4. So only 3 players have scored for the Gladiators. And then coming up for the Nouvelle Panthers, leading the score for them is Robert Brown Jr. with 5 points. Jack Wilson with 6 points for Brown. 2 for Wilson, 4 for Ramon Kelly Jr., 2 for Sean Foley, and 1 for Ian Ziegelman. So we do also want to say that we've seen only 2 3-pointers made in this first half of basketball, both by Lewis Ryan. So will these teams start to get their feet underneath them from deep behind the three-point line, or will they continue with their onslaught of the painted area near the basket? I would imagine it'll be the latter as opposed to the former, with the rosters and the makeup of these two teams that they want to try to get to the rim. I think both teams would like to get more free throw attempts in the second half as well, Shane, because we haven't seen a lot of free throws, and for the amount of physicality that these teams have been playing with, I wouldn't be surprised if this game comes down to which team can make more free throws coming down the stretch.
I would have to agree with you, Charles. And last night, St. Francis went 14 for 16 from the line, which is one of their best performances that I've seen. So we'll have to see. You know, Nouvel knows how to play a clean game, but just as you said, it might have to get awfully physical as we get down to the wire with how close things are. But we want to take a moment here and thank a few of our watchers here tuning in. Some of you great folks from downstate. We've got Angelo saying, "Go Nouvel" from Atlanta, Georgia. They're rooting for Robert Brown Jr. They got Mary Kate Payne watching from Saginaw. Let's go Nouvel. You got Lindsay Wyrick saying, "Go Nouvel" from Charlotte, North Carolina, which is the newest destination to our TVC Cherry Capital Airport, one of our biggest sponsors. She's a Proudy Murray aunt, as well as our good friend and co-commentator, Eric Huffman. He's at his first stop in Detroit Metro, headed for Atlanta. Thank you, TVC. There you go. Eric, wish you safe travels down there as you head to Atlanta for your week-long vacation. But that'll take care of it for us in our TVC Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. We'll bring it back in here to the floor as we get ready to begin.
Third quarter this afternoon brought to you by Pop Excavating. Pop Excavating. Hey, can you dig it, Traverse City? Well, Pop Excavating sure can, whether it's a drain field, septic system, or a house foundational footprint. Pop Excavating is where you want to go to trust the pros when it comes to digging up your next project. So we'll have a quick delay here for the officials to kind of determine who had the possession error last in that second quarter, or if there were any change of possession arrows, or if they had to go toward the arrow if it wasn't changed properly, to determine who will receive the ball here to start this third quarter of play. And they have changed it. It will be Nouvel Catholic with the opening possession of this third quarter. Good job by this officiating crew to not only recognize that, but then act on it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And we've got a good crew here this afternoon, and we got to thank all the refs for everything that they do. Game in and game out, it's a thankless job for them, and it's a tough job to make everyone happy. But make sure, you know, if you've got some spare time, want to make a little extra money, and love the sport of basketball, become a ref today. Great job. Lewis Ryan here gets the takeaway for the Glads. Along the baseline to Millward, spins around Jack Wilson, no good there. Back in the hands of Kelly as he works all the way. Coming up, that'll be a flop from Holscher.
Yeah, Holscher tried to draw the contact, just didn't have enough legal guarding position in order to make that a charge foul.
Yep.
So he'll pick up the first foul of this third quarter.
Foley gets this one off to Kelly, lets one fly for three-point land. No good. Has not been able to make one so far in this game. Saw a number from him last night. Foley back over to Robert Brown Jr. Still a three-point game. Kelly against Millward, backed into the corner. Lets one go to Robert Brown Jr. now onto the basket. Puts one up, no good. Gets his own rebound, still scrapping for it. It'll be Jack Wilson who is eventually able to clean things up and gets 2 more points on his tally. 4 points for him so far this afternoon. As Mason Holscher here works against Sean Foley. Goes back out for a moment. Finds Ryan for 3. No good off the iron. But Millward there tried to clean things up. Shepard comes down with the rebound for a third attempt here, as they'll take a moment to reset things. Ryan against Kelly, back over to Holscher. 1 point, 19-18 game, 6.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Ryan inside to Shepard. The backhanded layup.
That's the first basket of the game for Harrison Shepard, one of the leading scorers on this Gladiator team, just now cracking the scorer's book.
Rare moment for him. And there, Kelly finally gets 2 more. Brings his total up to 6, slowly starting to work more into form that we saw last night.
Yeah, he's starting to percolate a little bit offensively, finding his space, finding his rhythm within this offense and where the defense of the Gladiators is allowing him to get.
Millward to Shepard. Back to Millward, left open there from about 5 feet away. Floats that one in.
And there's the empty side ball screen that I talked about. Either team could utilize that, and the Gladiators just did it to perfection. Millward knocking down the 8-foot shot.
23-20. Kelly lets that one go off his heels. And Ryan will slowly bring it across here. 5.5 to go in the third. Only a 3-point game as that one goes off to Holscher. And Millward taking a moment to contemplate. Back to Shepard and around to Holscher once more. Ryan left open from the top. In and out, no good. Banging around. And finally coming down with the rebound is Jack Wilson. Ramon Kelly working around Ryan. Jumps up, no good on that shot. And Kerr comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, you got to work really hard just to get a shot inside the paint here right now.
Especially when you have 2 6'5" players.
And a 6'6" inside for Wilson for the Panthers. I mean, it's just tough sledding inside the paint. You know, it's still only 2 made 3-pointers in this game, so neither offense really able to pull the defenses out toward the perimeter. You see right now Holscher playing a good solid 2 yards off.
Camden Call here in just a few moments ago. Wilson, now Sean Foley tries to get his first 3 in, no good off the heel. So we're back to Harrison Shepard in the Glads, 4:15 to go in the third. Still only a 23-20 ball game. There you go, nice dish in to Kerr, and he lays one up.
Last 2 times the Glads have scored, it's been off of a ball screen and a roll action. That time they ran it with Kerr at the top of the key. There's a nice move by Kelly, though. And we got a timeout taken as the Panthers just kind of want to get this one settled down and talk about, I would imagine, their ball screen defense right now. The Gladiators have scored 4 straight points off of a screen and roll set. First time down the floor it happened. It was an empty side ball screen with Isaiah Millward. That time the Gladiators ran a little dribble handoff up top, got it into Holscher's hand, and then I believe it was Holscher, I should say, just got the screen from Kerr and dropped a nice little pocket pass on the roll. So I would imagine that the Panthers right now are going to be adjusting their screen and roll defense as the Gladiators have seemed to have found a little bit of opening in the Panther defense right now, utilizing that type of schematic.
Yeah, things are starting to bubble, and as you like to say, Charles, percolate a little bit here. The first couple of minutes of this third was rather quiet. Now teams are starting to find their form once again. Still a 3-point ball game, though, 25-22. St. Francis scoring 6. 6 as well coming up for Novell Catholic. 3:52 here on the other to go on the other side of this inbound pass from Shepard to Holscher. Still only 1 foul between these 2 teams, and that 1 foul goes on St. Francis.
Novell going back to a zone defense here.
Okay.
After the Gladiators had started to manipulate that man-to-man.
Holscher catches one up after going 6 feet in the air. Shepard triple team. Back over to Kerr. Holscher in the corner. Back to Holscher once more for the 3-point try around the world and out. Oh my goodness me. Millward tried to get that one and send it up top. Just a little bit too much to handle there. So it's Owen Vance taking it back here for the Panthers as Camden Call spins around, floats one up, no good, off the back of the rim. Vance back to Wilson to reset with Kelly.
You can see here the Panthers went to that zone set there, tried to speed up the Gladiator offense just a little bit, and they got the stop they wanted.
Got another foul coming up here on St. Francis. That'll be their second. So that'll fall on Lewis Ryan, his first. Ramon Kelly at the line for 2, gets the first one in.
He's got 9 points now for the Panthers, looking to get into double digits if he can knock down this free throw.
And once again, it's going to probably come down to a matter of free throws in this game. Only a couple missed so far from Novell, and they've certainly had more tries at it than St. Francis has, and that's what's kept them in this game. Only 1 point now separates the two teams. Just under 3 minutes to go in the third. Holscher spinning around, trying to find somebody. Gets to Kerr. Rare opportunity to see him at the top of the arc. Back to Ryan now.
Novell back to man on this possession.
As Holscher works his way in, floats that one no good. Coming down on the rebound, Camden Call. Ramon Kelly working around the arc. Shoves it back over to Call again. It'll be Kelly in control as he floats that one up off the glass, no good. A little bit of tip, though, from one of the St. Francis.
Yeah, it looked like Kelly also might have took a knee to his thigh on that drive, and those hurt, let me tell you what.
St. Francis and Novell falling all over each other. 4-3 down here at this end as everyone comes screaming back. Advance back to Kelly. Inside to Call as he works his way around Kerr. The patience and delivery good. And for only the second time this game, apart from the opening seconds of this game, Novell Catholic has the lead 26-25 over St. Francis.
Just want to say how patient of a move that was for Camden Call. Went for the step through, and he was in there for a good, felt like a long time before he was able to finish that one with the left hand.
Shepard working his way around. Minute and a half to go in the third. Decides to dish it back over to Ryan. So far our scoring leader this evening. As he throws up another 3, that one will fall short. Back into the hands of Ramon Kelly. Really finding his form here. Good pass and bucket to Rodney Murray. That's a 3-point lead for the Panthers, the biggest lead they've had this game.
So the last 2 baskets for the Panthers have been the first basket scored both by Murray and Call. So some of the other guys starting to feel more comfortable now for the Panther team. They're able to get those auxiliary players into the game. Obviously, you have the 10 points chipped in by Ramon Kelly, but the last 4 points coming from Call and Murray.
Shepard to Holscher. Luke Gorman back in here for St. Francis, as well as Jake Bixby. As they look to try and climb their way out of a little 3-point deficit. No good there on the 5-footer. Ramon Kelly falls on it for the rebound. Back to Rodney Murray now. And that one he lets go just a little bit prematurely. Ramon Kelly wasn't there in time to get it back to St. Francis. 37.5 seconds to go in the third.
Yeah, and I just want to talk again. Gladiators went back to that high screen and roll action. That time the Panthers did a much better job defending it and closing out on the shot attempt by Gorman.
Spinning around. Holscher back to Shepard. St. Francis hasn't scored here in the last about 2 minutes of game time. As Shepard let one fly there, just off the mark on the 3-ball. Camden Call takes a moment here to get everything set up. Got Robert Brown Jr. back in this game as well. There'll be another foul coming up on St. Francis.
Yeah, so St. Francis right there, Luke Gorman just using a take foul, making sure that the Panthers have to inbound this basketball. That way the Gladiators can set their defense, get their marks and their matchups here without a scramble type situation that could have ensued had Gorman not taken that foul.
Isaiah Millward and Lewis Ryan come back in here to give Isaac Kerr and Harrison Shepard a rest on the bench for a moment. A wrench, Charles, that's a new one. Rodney Murray on the inbound to Sean Foley. That'll be another foul on St. Francis. That'll be Lewis Ryan.
Take foul by Lewis Ryan. 4th team foul, so they're now in the double bonus, and they won't have the luxury of being able to take one of the more of those take fouls.
Yep. That'll be the second on Ryan. This Call works his way in, delivers the mail, and that'll be the end of this third quarter. The Panthers take a 5-point lead over St. Francis, the largest they've had in this game, and momentum's kind of building in their favor at the moment, Charles.
Well, yeah, Shane, the Panthers end the quarter on an 8-0 run.
Wow.
It was 25-22 before the Panthers really started to get it rolling near the basket. They got to the rim, got to the free throw line, and they closed the quarter on an 8-0 spurt. So the Gladiators have some heavy lifting to do here, down by a handful as they go into the fourth quarter of play. Credit that Panther team for coming out and making the adjustment to get to the basket and figure out ways in the seams that they can get toward the basket, given the type of defense that the Gladiators have been playing so far in this game. It's been interesting to see the chess match between each coaches so far. The coach for the Saginaw Nouvelle Panthers is Mike Kessler, going up against head coach Sean Finnegan for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. And really, the chess match has been how Mike Kessler has been able to mix and match his man defense and his zone defense on alternative possessions. And their man defense had at times shown some cracks that the Gladiators were able to expose with their ball screen action and their empty side screen and roll. The Panthers took a timeout when it was 25-22, I believe,
yes,
and kind of sorted out that schematical flaw. And since then, they closed the quarter with an 8-0 run.
All right, we've got another shout-out to give. Go RJ from Tay, Ray, and T. Well, thank you guys for watching. And ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all those messages coming in on the chat line. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're watching for, all that good stuff. We love having our friends from down south on this broadcast. And this very special tournament, the first annual TC Catholic Tournament. Shepard to Bixby here to begin the final 8 minutes of this game.
Man defensive set here to start the quarter for the Panthers.
Shepard working his way around with Ramad Kelly hanging all over him. Back to Gorman, inside to Millward, trying to get something going there on the elbow.
Yeah, Millward's got to turn and face there and assess the defense.
So far, the Panthers doing an excellent job keeping St. Francis along the perimeter as Millward goes back out to reset. Finds Holscher, staring down Sean Foley. Nice look
slip
inside. Not able to deliver on the puppy. Millward gets his own rebound and the putback.
So what Millward did there is he slipped the screen. Instead of actually coming to make contact, it just immediately hit toward the basket. And he got it there, missed the shot, but then got his offensive crumbs.
There you go. So that'll be 5 points of the game now for Millward. Drew Carlson back in this one as well. Folio to Robert Brown Jr. As he works in for looking for some more points. Fights that one up and it'll be a travel call.
Yeah, Brown's got to go up. He leaned in right at the end with his shoulder. If he goes up before the lean, he's not called for a travel there. And he had created enough room, it looked like, from my vantage point, where he could have got that shot attempt off.
Yeah. So far, 6 points for number 23 there on your screen, Brown Jr., the second highest for the Panthers. And a very strong defensive effort so far for him as well. Bixby works his way around the perimeter to, there you go, Shepard. 2 more, and it's a 1-point game. 30-29, 6.5 to go in this one.
Yeah, Gladiators running the dribble handoff into the ball screen action. Harrison Shepard caught his defender sleeping and quick hit a back door. And a 4-0 start to this quarter for the Gladiators.
Ahmad Kelly to Foley. And now inside to Brown Jr., not able to deliver on that one either.
Yeah, I thought Brown got fouled there by Gorman. Gorman came up and gave him a big chest bump.
He's just a friendly one. But I tell you what, Jake Bixby gets 2 more and gets the lead back to St. Francis. 6-0 run for them. 5:50 to go in the game. Ahmad Kelly and the rest of the Panthers down by 1. Brown Jr. thought about the 3-point try. Gets it back over to Kelly. Goes for a long 2 instead. In and out and back in. Back to the lead for them by 1 point, 32-31.
It's a friendly roll off of the iron for Kelly.
Holscher to Gorman. Fights his way inside. Not able to get that one to fall in. There was Camden Call on the rebound. Charges his way back across the half-court line all the way to the basket. And it's in. And that'll be called here on St. Francis.
Actually, that's going to be an offensive foul called against Call.
Oh, boy, okay.
And I got to say, I'm not in agreement with that call just because of where the defender was relative to the cylinder of the basket. You got to give the offensive player the room to actually attempt the shot because that close to the basket, I don't think that you should be rewarded with that offensive charge call, basically right underneath the rim. But it's a bang-bang call. These officials, are tasked with that call a lot.
Yeah.
And there's no circle or half circle in high school basketball, which is, I think, something that would really help these officials and give them a tool to make the proper calls when it comes to those block charge fouls, as we got a block here called against Holscher.
But these refs, I will say, have called a very even game across this whole thing.
Right. I'm not saying –
what
I'm saying is it's a really hard call for them to make.
Yep.
Give them the half circle,
Yeah.
2 feet out from the cylinder. That way it aids them in making those calls.
Mm-hmm. Only one foul per team here to begin the first nearly half of this final period. 4:50 to go in the game. 32-31 score still is called. Tries to make up for that charge earlier, and indeed he does. That'll be 6 points for that young man.
All in the second half, too.
Yeah. And it'll be a 3-point lead for the Panthers. St. Francis finding themselves down in a hole once again, looking familiar against Kalamazoo Hackett. Gorman gets that one knocked away. Robert Brown Jr. takes it away as well from Isaac Kerr. Call lets that one off his feet. One-on-one, Shepard, Brown Jr. Shepard not able to get it there. Holscher cleans up. 34-33.
And that's the first point of the game for Holscher.
Kelly to Wilson. 2 more. Jack Wilson up to 6.
We're starting to see the speed pick up right now. This game's starting to feel like it's being played at Nouvelle's pace.
Yes.
As opposed to the Gladiators' pace, which it was played at for the first 3 quarters of the game.
Both teams saving some energy here for a dramatic finish. Bixby shoves that one back over the corner with Luke Gorman. 36-33. Isaac Kerr on the elbow. Gets that one back over to Gorman. He'll try the 3-pointer. Round and out, no good. Kelly there on the rebound. He works it all the way in, floats it up, no good. Call on the cleanup. And we've got another foul coming on St. Francis.
Yeah, you can give Call the and 1 there. Count it in a foul. As Call will go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
As it stands right now, a 5-point lead. The Panthers have over St. Francis, 38-33. Potential to go up by 6 here. Call makes the free throw. And he gets it in. 9 points for Call, 12 for Ramon Kelly. The scoring leaders so far for the Panthers. 39-33 ball game. St. Francis finding themselves down. Knocked away momentarily by Kelly. Shepard regains it. Finds Bixby on the baseline. And that one will go past Gorman's hands. Too much for him to get a hold of. But it will, the refs say it was tipped off of a Novell Catholic player, so it will stay with St. Francis. Isaiah Millward comes back in for this one, replacing Luke Gorman. .3:19 to go in the ball game. 3-point deficit. St. Francis faces still, 6 points, 39-33. Bixby works his way inside, back over to Millward. It'll be Ryan. Goes for the long jumper, gets it off the bounce between the iron and the glass, and it's 2 points for him. 39-35, 2:58 to go in the ball game. Sean Foley working his way, gets it over to Kelly. Now to Jack Wilson. Call cleans it up right there along the baseline, spins around, floats one up, right-handed, no good. Gets his own rebound. It'll be another foul coming on St. Francis.
Yeah, this one's probably going to be called against Isaiah Millward, going over the back, just a little bit too aggressive. As, I mean, you got to give credit to Camden Call here in this second half. He's got 9 points here in the second half alone at the free throw line, looking to make it 10.
Really put the Panthers on his shoulders so far as Robert Brown Jr. comes back in. Oh for 2 there from the free throw line. A rarity to see from Novell Catholic. 2.5 minutes to go, 4-point game. Ryan lets it go. Shepard there to get it just in time. He'll try and reset some things here. Back to Millward. Staring down the big man, Wilson, for Novell Catholic. Shepard to Bixby, lets one fly from three-point land. Off the heel, no good, into the hands of Kelly. And that'll be a travel coming up on Sean Foley.
Yeah, it just took one too many gather steps as he was trying to secure the basketball there. It was a tough angle for him to try and track that ball down as he had to backpedal. And unfortunately, the amount of backpedals that he took caused him to travel.
Yep. We got a full timeout coming up here for St. Francis. So we're going to send it to a quick commercial break with our producer, Will Sherman. We'll be back on the other side of this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, coming back into this one, ladies and gentlemen. 127 seconds left to go in this game to decide the consolation winner in this tournament. 39-35, Novell Catholic over St. Francis. The Gladiators will have the ball coming out of this timeout.
And we kind of knew this game was going to come right down to the wire, Shane, and it certainly is.
Yes, indeed, Charles. Ryan looking for a man, finds Millward, floats it up to Kerr, too high for even the 6'5" gentleman to grab. So it'll be back to the Panthers.
Costly turnover there for the Gladiators. They're going to have to do their best to limit those turnovers here if they want to be able to make this comeback with minutes to go.
So a quick turnover forced by St. Francis here. 1:55 to go in the ball game. Ryan from the corner, it's in! Clean swish there. And that brings St. Francis right back into this ball game. 1 point separates the two teams, 39-38. Kelly against Shepard. Kelly working all the way in unhindered. Finds some trouble there under the basket. Shoves it back up top to Sean Foley. 90 seconds to go in the game. Foley backed into a corner by Bixby. Back over to Kelly now. He lets that one go. Brown Jr. tried to save it, but it was ultimately Millward who came down with the cleanup here. St. Francis will be taking another timeout. In control, 1 point separates the two teams, Charles.
Well, yeah, teams right now just trying to find their footing, trying to find a solid ground, trying to find where they want to go offensively. What team truly has a go-to guy right now in this type of situation? I would imagine. Actually, I don't even need to imagine. For the Novell Catholic Panthers, it's Ramon Kelly. You got to get the ball in his hands, and you got to make sure that he gets a situation where he can get downhill, and he can turn the corner, and he can make the best decision for either him to score or to set up one of his teammates for an open shot.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes here. Both coaches trying to play a little bit of a chess match. Just about a minute to go here. Only 1 point lead that the Panthers have over St. Francis.
For the Gladiators, you want to try to get another open shot for Lewis Ryan. I mean, he just made one. He's got 3 made three-pointers in the game. He's got the only made three-pointers in the game. It all depends on the result of this most recent possession for the Novell Panthers, though.
Yes, I agree with you, Charles, there. 5 seconds to go. Both teams coming out of this timeout. The leading man here, Kelly, on the floor with 12 points so far. Lewis Ryan, though, right there looks to be 12 points for him so far in this game as well. Minute 14 to go to decide this one.
And I misspoke. I thought it was Panther basketball.
it'll be Gladiator basketball.
Yeah. This will be Lewis Ryan working against Camden Call. Millward, 65 seconds to go. Ryan wanted to put one up, and a fight down here on the floor. Gets it away. Shepard gains it right in front of the coach's bench. And there'll be a moment here to reset. 53 seconds and counting. Finding Millward. St. Francis with one foul to give on the other side of this before they send the Panthers to the free throw line. Bixby works his way inside. It'll be no try here. Foul coming up on the Panthers.
Yeah. No harm, no foul there.
Yeah, no harm, no foul indeed. That was Camden Call picking up his second. Shepard on the baseline. Finding Ryan, thought about it. Kelly there to squander any thoughts of the three-point try. Bixby instead gets it up, and it's in! St. Francis with 30 seconds to go takes the 41-39 lead. Sean Foley charges across the court for the Panthers. Tries to lay one up here. No shot, no foul either. Shepard comes away with it. 19 seconds to go. A lot of fouls here that the Panthers have to give.
Yeah, and I thought Foley got clobbered.
Yeah.
But the way that he was contorting away from the basket, you're oftentimes not going to get that call just because of the way that he was trying to contort away from the contact.
Panthers this time taking a timeout. We got a tight ball game here, Charles.
Well, I just want to talk, like, the Panthers need to give 2 fouls before they can extend this game, right? So they have to quickly make a foul and then foul once more to put the Gladiators to the free throw line. So if you're Traverse City St. Francis, you know that that's going to be their strategy. If you're the Gladiator team, you want to get something going toward the basket, because if you're going toward the basket and they do foul you, you have the opportunity for an and one. You're not necessarily looking for a three-pointer here. You're up 2. You want to use as much clock as possible. Make the Panthers come foul you. You do need to be very strong with the basketball because the possession arrow right now favors Saginaw Nouvelle. So any held ball possession will go over to the Panthers.
All right. About 15 seconds left to go in this one. St. Francis comes out of their timeout. With a back and forth game all the way through. Neither team with more than a 6 to 8 point lead across this entire game. Robert Brown Jr. in front of Gorman. Gorman lets one go, and it'll be Sean Foley picking up the foul against Bixby.
Thought that foul was a little premature, Shane. I think they maybe got a trap there on Bixby in the corner, but you want to save as much time as possible because you're only down 1 possession.
Yes. 2 point game, 14 seconds to go. This will be the foul to send St. Francis to the free throw line. Big call, and Kelly all over Shepard. And away we go to the charity stripe. Harrison Shepard will be at the line here to try to extend this. Right now, still 1 possession game. That one takes a myriad of a trip across that backboard. So the best that St. Francis can do is put themselves up by 3. 12 seconds to go in the ball game. There'll be another timeout coming up by the Panthers. No more fouls to give for the Panthers. Every time we'll be sending St. Francis to the free throw line. Charles, we're going to try and bring you in here on the mic.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you're either one of these two teams, talking about a lot of different types of situations and scenarios. For the Panthers, you need to talk about what to do if it's a miss, what to do if it's a make, what to do if the Gladiators get the offensive rebound. Because if the Gladiators get the offensive rebound, then you need to foul as soon as possible. But if they get the offensive rebound in a corner, then you have the opportunity to get a trap. So if you can trap in the corner, then that's something that you want to do, because if you can use that as your advantage, then you can maybe get a steal. possession arrow still in your favor if you're the Panthers. If you're the Gladiators, you need to talk about all the different contingencies. Miss it or if you make it. So, I mean, a lot of things to talk about, which is why they took a full time out. And when these things are being discussed, you need to have the attention span of all 5 players in the huddle, and we'll see which team can execute coming down here in the stretch.
Yeah, still one more timeout for Novell if they have the opportunity to take it. 12 seconds to go in the game. So we'll see what happens on the other side of this inbound. Shepard back at the free throw line for his final attempt. No good, so it's still a 2-point game. Luke Gorman tried to get that win. That'll be off of Shepard. The in from Camden Call threw that off his body. The ref's talking about things here. We're thinking it's a reversal on the call. Yes, it will be. St. Francis will get the possession arrow back. 9 seconds to go. Big heave to Bixby to the far end of the court. Try to use up some time. Sean Foley there to get the foul.
Big free throws here coming up at the free throw line for Bixby. He's got to make one of these to grant that 3-point cushion, if you will, making sure that you can't get beat by a buzzer-beating 3. If you make 2, you're feeling really good.
First one's in.
Bixby's got 10 points now in the game, and he's got that big 3-pointer earlier in this fourth quarter. Came about the minute mark when Bixby hit that 3-pointer to give them the lead. And, well, he's got to make this free throw to give him a 4-point advantage. Right now, if you miss this free throw, if you're the Panthers, you're looking to go for 3, because with the amount of time that's remaining on the clock, your chances of getting a quick 2, fouling once more, have the Gladiators miss 1 or miss 2, and then get the rebound, and then being able to score that one, pretty slim.
Yeah. 7 seconds to go in the game. Doesn't give you much time to work with, so this will be a must miss for if you're a Panther, must make if you're a St. Francis to ice this game away.
You want to remind everyone coming up that we'll have our winning coach interview at the end of the game following this one. And then we'll be looking ahead to the first annual TC Catholic Tournament Championship game between the Titans of Jackson Lumen Christi and the Hackett Catholic Prep Irish.
Reminder, Lumen Christi came into this tournament 8-0, now 9-0, first in the entire state of Michigan in Division III basketball. Hackett was also ranked in the top 15 in Division III. And the missed free throw there gives 5.5 seconds for Nouvel to try and get the buzzer beater tie to send this into overtime.
Now keep in mind the Panthers do not have any timeouts left, so they have to get this ball inbounded.
Camden Call to Kelly, 5 seconds to go and a lot of court.
Yep,
and that'll be
smart.
the foul, yes, on
That's
Shepard.
The last take foul for the Gladiators, and that's Harrison Shepard's, I believe his second, or actually his third. So the Gladiators don't have any more take fouls to give. Right now, I would imagine that the Gladiators will actually foul on the inbounds pass to try and prevent a 3-pointer from going up. Let's see what they do here.
Millward comes in to replace Bixby. His long wingspan broke it up there. Kelly gains it back. The 3-point shot off the front of the rim, and St. Francis comes away, and a close one here with a hope and a prayer. A 3-point victory, 42-39.
So they decided not to foul.
Yep.
And, you know, Kelly got off a pretty clean look. He was in the corner. He had a hand right in his face. Just wasn't able to knock it down. Good defensive applied by Harrison Shepard. One way or another, you got to be committed to the scheme that you're going to be executing. The Gladiators were committed to not fouling there. whatever the decision is, you got to be committed to it. You got to make sure that everyone knows you're not going to foul. And for them to be able to execute that well, they got the result they wanted. They come out of here with a 3-point win over a good Saginaw Nouvelle team.
That's exactly right, Charles. What a game this was. So St. Francis came into this tournament 3-4. They'll come out 4-5. Lots of games left for them this season to try and work their way back into the looks of the March postseason. But Nouvelle Catholic, they've got it'll be a 7-4 record leaving this one. Lots of good basketball for them to play as well. Nothing to hang their heads on in this tournament. As we'll send it to a quick commercial break before we'll try and get in a coach interview with Coach Sean Finnegan. Charles.
Well, yeah, we'll have Coach Sean Finnegan joining us probably in roughly 8 to 10 minutes, I would imagine. We're going to go step aside, reset, get everything ready to rock for this championship game. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with our head coach Sean Finnegan interview, and then get you squared away and ready for this championship game between Jackson Lumen Christi and Hackett, Kalamazoo Hackett. We'll be back after this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2, the championship game of this TC Catholic tournament here in downtown Traverse City. Shane Smith, Charles Strail, Jessica Alcorn, Will Sherman, the four of us bringing this one to you live from Traverse City as we have the championship game between Jackson Lumen Christi, the Titans of, and then the Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic Prep Irish as they come into this one. Both 8 wins or more coming into this game. In fact, it's a 9-1 record for Kalamazoo Hackett, 9-0 for Lumen Christi. Kalamazoo Hackett comes into this one ranked in the top 15, I believe 13th in the state Division III. Jackson Lumen Christi first in the state in Division III. So 2 heavyweight teams coming to fight here in the championship of this first annual TC Catholic tournament. But in the meantime, we're going to send it down to the floor to our PA announcer as we go into the prayer and national anthem before we start this game. We'll go ahead.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Lord, we ask you to bless each of these small prayers and all who have gathered here. We pray that everyone bears in mind that this afternoon's game is simply competition between Catholic school athletes. Please guide our actions both on and off the court to reflect your teachings at all times. Grant, we pray, that each player competes with a strong body, a clear mind, and a pure heart. St. Francis of Assisi, pray for us. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. Mary, Mother Mary, Queen of Victory, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The privilege of this event was made possible and preserved by those who have fought and those who continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us now honor and respect their efforts and sacrifices. All veterans, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute. And everyone else, please place your hand over your heart as we proudly sing our national anthem.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so we come back into this one for the starting lineups for Jackson Lumen Christi. Number 0, J.J. Brown. Number 1, Kadeo Williams. Look for that young man to be at force on this floor today. Coming up next, number 5, Timmy Crowley. Number 10, Ashton Callan. And last but not least, number 11, Luke Tropez.
Yeah, Shane, one of the standout players to watch this for this championship game is Kadeo Williams, also Timmy Crowley. He'll do a really good job of distributing the basketball. Crowley, the quarterback for the Lumen Christi Titans and their state championship winning team on back-to-back-to-back years. So they are the 3-time defending football state champions in Division 7 and 6. And Crowley had been at the helm of a couple of those state championship winning teams, and Kadeo Williams toting the ball for a couple of those state championship winning teams.
The starting lineup for the Irish: number 3, David Verduccio; number 5, Elijah Brooks; number 10, Leland Berg; number 11, Gavin St. Martin; and last but not least, number 30, Brooks Basler. And we have a correction that we want to make here, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Ryan Basler, the head coach of the Irish, let us know that it'll be Elijah Brooks wearing number 5 and Cullen McBride wearing number 24. They had a change just last week, did not update the roster, so for anybody tuning in last night, we do apologize for the mix-up there.
Yeah, I think a really good matchup here is going to be number 3, David Verduzco, going up against either Cadale Williams or Timmy Crowley.
Yes, indeed. And Hackett wins the tip-off here with Elijah Brooks getting that off to David Verduzco. Verduzco inside to Brooks Basler. Looking for, gets that one broken up by Cadale Williams, and we've got a mess here on the floor. Williams comes away with it. Big heave up court to Timmy Crowley and lays one in for the first points of the game. We have a whistle blown here, but no foul. So it'll be the Irish taking things back over. Down 2 to begin, 30 seconds into this second game, the championship game here on Championship Saturday. Elijah Brooks passes it around now to Basler. Lelandberg once more to Verduzco. Staying on the perimeter so far with Brooks looking. Finds Berg again. So far, nothing inside. Basler floats one up from the elbow and gets it in.
Yeah, that's a nice under control pull-up jump shot there, making sure he took his time and making it a 2-point game or 2-2 game.
Yeah. Cadale Williams here fighting his way in, not able to get the layup. Players careening down on the floor. Brooks Basler comes away with it, finds Verduzco, goes around to Leland Berg, no good. Back the other way. Dale Williams in control once more, trying to get around Berg, shoves that one back over to Timmy Crowley. Fights for that one, floats it up, but draws the foul, likely off of Elijah Brooks.
And that's one thing that Timmy Crowley can do for this team. He can get to the basket because of the attention that Williams might draw. So Crowley can simply just kind of make those drives off those kickouts or kickbacks. And he's done so, getting to the free throw line here. And he's got the only 2 points so far for the Titans, looking to make it 4 for his personal total.
That's right. Up and away, Crowley, no good. Cash Kalahar comes back in, replacing Cadale Williams for a moment on the Titans. And the second free throw goes in. That was from Timmy Crowley, so it'll be a 3-2 ball game. A little over a minute and a half gone by in this one so far. Brooks Basler back over to newcomer Gavin St. Martin. And Verduzco lets it back over to Basler. 2 minutes gone by in the game. Low scoring so far. Only 5 combined points between the two teams. And there you go. St. Martin lays in 2 more. Gives the Irish the 4-3 lead.
So far, the Irish doing a good job of going through the Titan overplays and being able to get to their spots.
Ashton Callan over to Timmy Crowley. Puts that one up, falls short. Crowley tries to come away with the rebound. It's Gavin St. Martin instead. And it's Verduzco taking it back across the half-court line. Gavin St. Martin here to Brooks. As Basler works his way inside the paint, doesn't like that opportunity. And that'll go right through the hands of Verduzco, and it'll change back over to Lumen Christie.
Want to remind everyone that we'll have head coach Sean Finnegan for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators joining us here sometime in this first quarter, talk about his win earlier in the game versus the Saginaw Nouvelle Panthers. It was a 3-point game. We anticipate this one being a very close and competitive game as well this afternoon for the championship.
2 top 15 teams in Division I basketball, or Division III basketball, yes. As number 1, Cadale Williams takes that one and lets it go. Broken up there by Leland Berg. As he gains control of it here, trying to find somebody to pass it to. Gets it off to Jude Kaufman, who just came in here a moment ago. And a mess on the floor. Gavin St. Martin, the takeaway coming up by Cadale Williams. Whistle blow. And that will go on Gavin St. Martin. His first foul, team's second. And Lumen Christie will take a timeout here, Charles.
Yeah, they just want to get things settled down here. Head coach Josh Tropea just not liking the way that his team has been playing and executing here, whether it's with the defensive execution or the way that they're trying to get things going offensively. Josh Tropea just trying to get things in order and trying to get things the way that he wants them to be run. And it's sometimes hard when you're dealing with 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, trying to get them to get going here on an afternoon where, you're not really in your rhythm and you're outside of your routine, but you need to be able to get things going because the state championship could be on a Saturday. So you got to be ready to play these games on the afternoon.
Either one of these teams with a fair shot at getting to that state championship mark. Both doing excellent so far in the opening half of this season. Ashton Callan works it over to Luke Tropea. Had some big scores last night, taken away from his opposing number 11, Gavin St. Martin. Now Basler pulls up for a big 3. That one off the heel, no good. Bounces off the window as well. And we've got Timmy Crowley working it back to this side. Floats one up, no good on the layup. Basler gets the rebound, fighting for it against number 55, Zach Tropea, the younger of the Tropea brothers. Up and away for Verduzco. Falls off the front of the rim. And it'll be rebounded by Ashton Callan. Wide open to Zach Tropea for 2. And the Titans take the lead 5-4. 4 minutes to go in this first period. And the mid-range jumper no good by Jude Kaufman. Into the hands of Ashton Callan and the rest. I apologize, it's Luke Tropea and the rest of the Titans. Zach Tropea no good there on the 3 ball. The smallest member on this court, but Eric Huffman and I talked about things earlier. For only being a sophomore and for his short stature, can play against anybody. He's got a great mental awareness about him for only being a sophomore. Jude Kaufman finds Leland Berg. Inside to Verduzco, spins around, floats it up, and it's in. Back to a 1-point Irish lead, 6-5.
First made basket of the game for Verduzco.
Yep. And we've got a travel called here on Luke Tropea. Coming back in here for the Titans, number 14, Broden Burgess, and 1, Cadale Williams.
And the Irish playing about 7 guys total. All 7 players in their regular rotation have checked in and have played so far in this game.
Elijah Brooks and Lucas Hizovsky comes in here for the Irish. Basler finds Hizovsky, not able to get that one off the back-handed layup. Still a 1-point game in favor of the Irish, and that one goes in and out for no good Lumen Christie on the second attempt either. Elijah Brooks here staring down with an angry look. Broden Burgess, not somebody you want to mess with down there on the court, as he's a fierce player to be reckoned with. Not able to get the layup there. The putback by Hizovsky, no good either. And finally, Ashton Callan comes away with it here for the Titans. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first period. 11 points combined between the two teams. The 3 ball, no good from Burgess. Basler fires up to Elijah Brooks. Lets one fly from 3. Takes a couple of big bounces, no good.
Yeah, and there's going to be a reach foul going against Brooks Basler, and maybe a good take foul for Basler, as we've got our guest joining us here. Head coach Sean Finnegan will throw on a headset, chat with us a little bit until the end of the quarter. First of all, Sean, I want to say congratulations. You guys got a nice win earlier this afternoon versus Saginaw Nouvelle. How has the last 48 hours been? Obviously a hard-fought game last night. You came back all the way from down in excess of 20 points, but you get the win this afternoon, and I would imagine pretty happy with how your team performed.
Yeah. You know, anytime you play a back-to-back, especially two good teams, you kind of wonder what you're going to get out of your guys sometimes. So happy with the effort, first and foremost, because, you just never know if you'll be sluggish or lackadaisical. This group of ours, we've never really questioned the effort. It's been there. It's been solid. But then you have to execute, too. You know, to beat a good team, you have to execute. You have to hit some shots. You got to finish inside. And then defensively, you know, it was two totally different games. We went from a team like in this Irish team here that, as they just about tried to do there, they hit a lot of threes on us last night.
Yeah.
So then now coming against a team today that we knew we could kind of pack it in the paint and had to play the drive more, kind of a different matchup, and you don't have time to go over it in practice. You don't have time to review it. And we didn't even have a walkthrough, which we maybe normally would, but with a 1 o'clock game, that's a tough turnaround.
Talk a little bit about your balanced scoring here this afternoon. You had Lewis Ryan. He contributed 13 points. Bixby gave you 10 and a really big three-pointer in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Millward gave you 5. Isaac Kerr gave you 8. And I really thought that the way you guys came out and executed versus the zone early on, finding Kerr on the baseline runner action, was pretty instrumental to just getting a solid footing in the first 5 minutes of that game. Talk about the performances of your big guys down low today.
You know, we've got 3 senior bigs in there, and we've been kind of waiting to see some of these things click and some of these things happen. We've got a good group that we're just kind of waiting for them to finish a little more. And these last couple nights, they finished better around the rim. When you have 2 bigs, I like our 1-4 high offense we run against that zone. And Isaiah was doing a great job of making the pass to Isaac, and we took him out of it. And I was kind of hoping they'd go back to it because we were getting some easy buckets early, and we forced them out of it, and it almost made us a little more stagnant because we were mentally, and we did a lot of talking, more prepare for what's going on with a zone, and then we saw a lot of man today. But proud of their execution, proud of them finishing. That was a good sight to see.
As we can see, Kadale Williams get to his strong hand and put it up and in, and the Titans have a 6-point advantage over the Irish here. Here's a three-pointer up by Brooks. No good, and that's how the period will end. We're going to keep it right here as we're talking with the Gladiator basketball varsity coach, Sean Finnegan. Sean, we also saw that when the Panthers went to their man sets, you guys had a really good job, or did a really good job, of finding some cracks in their defense where you were getting some empty side screening rolls, and you were also getting some good dribble handoff into some screening rolls up at the top. Talk to us about what you saw that made you think that you could get a good look out of that strategy, or is that just something that's more like a core staple in your offensive sets?
Yeah, we saw the way they played pretty heavy out on the wing, and we felt we could get some backdoor opportunities, and we have a couple sets that get us into that dribbled backdoor cut, and I honestly wanted to go to it more, but they started sagging on it a little bit late. But then getting those high ball screens, you force their bigs to come out and actually guard it, ice it, or hedge it, or trap it.
Right.
And yesterday the Irish did a good job of coming out and kind of quick trapping it, and then they'd bail. But sometimes with young guards, they'll pick up the ball. Well, today we realized they were kind of sagging off on those screens. So it kind of gave us an advantage to turn the corner a little bit and then even get into those dribbled, those backdoor cuts again off of those ball screens. We saw that as an advantage. We recognized it and tried to, honestly, I was getting mad when we called a few different sets that weren't that, because it was kind of easy money for a little bit. It felt like, let's not go away from it,
Yep, and then, the last thing I want to ask you, there's the kind of a little bit of a head coaching chess game there between you and Coach Kessler, because it seemed like every now and then they were flip-flopping their defensive sets where they were going zone or man, and then when you had success in that screen and roll action, they started going to zone, which you guys had kind of tore up earlier on in the game, but had some trouble in the second half playing against that zone. So how do you position your players mentally to be able to just quickly adjust on the fly from a man defense to a zone defense?
Well, we say it a lot. It's a read and react game. You have to be able to read and react to what the other team's doing. And, again, that comes with experience, comes with reps on the floor, and being able to recognize what they're in, and then, read and react out of it. And, we had moments where we definitely did not do a good job on the floor of recognizing what they were in and trying to attack a zone with man concepts and then we find ourselves in trouble picking up our dribble in bad spots, making bad passes, turning it over, kind of like what just happened there. But yeah, ultimately I think that partially led to some of that run they had. But then we found ourselves in a good spot, kind of coming back together, hitting a couple shots always helps.
Yeah, it does.
And, finishing with defense and rebounds.
Well, you always said it's not about the record that you have in the regular season, but the record you end up with in the postseason. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what you guys can continue to improve and moving forward. So thanks for spending a little time with us here this afternoon. I appreciate it. And congrats on the first annual TC Catholic tournament. And obviously some more tournaments that you got coming up. I know you want to give a shout out because about a month from now we'll have the third annual Northern Michigan Showcase.
Yep.
Talk about how you're looking forward for that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun day, and actually it's kind of a two-day deal now because we got Marquette coming and we're going to play them on Friday night. So getting another back-to-back under our belt. We got a back-to-back next week, 2 on the road. But yeah, the showcase we're back to 5 games. Got Glen Lake and Walled Lake Western in the first one, Cadillac and Canton in the second one. Third game features TC West, and maybe the best team I think going to be here is Wayne Memorial. Three-year starting guards, 2 of them, both D1 players, and they're still both juniors.
Yeah, they were special to watch last year. They were really, really fun.
And we played them this summer, and I'll tell you that they're going to be a tough team. They're one of the better teams in the state, in my opinion. They've got some good length to go with them, good athletes, and then ultimate. I thought that was tipped. Or foul or something, but they didn't really react that way. Fourth game will be Cass Tech versus Marquette. Kind of 2 totally ends of the spectrum as far as geographical matchup. A game you probably wouldn't see anywhere else unless they both made it to the state finals. And then us playing Hamtramck in the last game.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to that, but we don't want to wish time away. And once again, Sean, thanks for taking time to join us here this afternoon. Go enjoy the rest of the day, and I'm sure you're going to go watch the highlights of that Notre Dame game.
Yeah, we'll never stop, but we got one more to get. So
there you go.
Go Irish. Thanks, Charles.
Yeah, thank you. Here's a nice pass inside to Kadale Williams, and he scores it off the baseline out of bounds set. It's 18-6. Kalamazoo Hackett still looking for their first points of this second period as I welcome back in Shane Smith. Shane, the Irish are just having a hard time. It looks like their gears are grinding.
Well, their gears are grinding, but more specifically, Elijah Brooks' gears are grinding. He had a 25-plus point game last night, and so far just hasn't been able to get anything apart from this first basket here a moment ago. Look for him. I've been able to see some frustration on his face, but there's no frustration coming from Kadeo Williams, who already has 11 points in the game, 11 of the Jackson Lumen Christi 21 as they go up 21-8 here. And he gets a steal, and he'll go all the way down. Look for a slam. Oh, misses that one. That'll go out of bounds, staying with the Titans.
Yeah, got to credit Verduzco there in that defensive hustling, just getting back, being in the picture.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you're in the picture for the poster. If Kadale Williams is able to slam that tomahawk down, we saw him do it last night.
That'll be an errant pass intended for Cash Kelleher. Goes off his back. A little fight going on here. Another 3 up and away by Luke Tropez, and it's in. That's what we saw from him last night as well. That's now a 16-point, 24-8 lead, with 4:55 to go here in the first half. Elijah Brooks pulls up for about 10-footer, no good, into the hands of Ashton Callahan, and away we go.
And the offense right now for the Irish is super, super stagnant, as Trope misses that one.
Barely. Ashton Callahan, though, gets back to Luke Trope for another attempt. That one falls short. And Jackson Lumen Christie just having their way on the offensive rebounds.
Yeah, just the level of physicality down there on the paint that the Titans bring every single night. I think the deciding factor so far.
There you go, a good pass inside from David Verdusko to Jude Kaufman for 2 more. Finally gets the Irish into double-digit scoring here with 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first half. 24-10's the score.
Once again, another very cleanly played game. Not a lot of fouls called here.
Luke Trope lets one fly. That'll fall short. And that will stay with Lumen Christie. Cash Callahar there trying to get it. Gavin St. Martin coming in here, as well as Lucas Zazowski for the Irish.
Yeah, that should be a foul.
Yes, indeed. Send Cash Callahar to the line. With the foul going on, Lucas Zazowski, his first. First one, a little bit too powerful there. 14-point lead still. Second one goes in, 25-10. Brooks Basler finds Gavin St. Martin. Back over to Jude Kaufman as he tries to work his way inside. Meets a lot of trouble there by Callahar. So Basler thought about it. Will take the three-point shot. No good. In and out. Be a tie-up there. Eventually, Timmy Crawley comes away with it. Crawley to Callan. Another three ball. No good.
Yeah, and the Titans are getting open looks right now. They just haven't been able to hit them, and that's part of the reason why this game has still stayed relatively close, even though this Irish offense has been stuck in mud.
4 missed threes here in recent moments. And that'll finally be a foul going on Lumen Christie, their first this period, which will send Kaufman to the line for 2. So they go on Ashton Callan, his first. Only a sophomore out there on the floor right now for the Titans. Or a freshman. 9 means freshman.
Yeah, I mean, getting a lot of minutes out there for Callan, being just a freshman, playing for this team that's ranked inside of the top 15 of Division III or Class C. Got to cash in if you're at the free throw line right now for Kaufman.
There you go, get one. 25-11. Cadale Williams just strutting his way across the half-court line, and you can strut when you make a shot like that. 27-11.
Yeah, his elevation on that layup attempt was unbelievable.
St. Martin trying the same, posts up from about 6 feet away, gets his own rebound, floats it in again, no good. And this time it'll be Timmy Crawley coming away with the rebound. Sends that one up to Luke Trope, and he lays it in for 2 more, 29-11.
Yeah, Trope and Cadale Williams doing the heavy lifting so far for the Titans. They've got, let's see, 23 of their 26 points, or 24 of their 29 points.
The inside look to, Basler gets 2 in there. 29-13. Basler with 4 now in the game. 4 of the 13 for the Irish. Callan to Williams. Takes a moment. Goes around the arc. Finds Crawley along the baseline. Gets that one tipped away by Leland Berg. Stay with the Titans. Now these teams might both be in the top 15 of Division III basketball, but so far it has been all Lumen Christie as that three-point try falls short. Picked up by Gavin St. Martin. Basler to Hazovsky, and he gets a dunk.
Yeah, Hazowski caught that one and knew immediately what he wanted to do with it, as that's his first points of the game, and he threw it down pretty quickly there with authority.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe that'll be a little bit of spark that ignites the engine here of this Irish offense, and they'll need it to stay in this one. Currently down 14 against this high-driving Lumen Christi offense, first in Division III. Leland Berg back over to Hazovsky. Tallest player currently out on the floor. Thought about it there from the three-point line. Said gets it back over to Berg, no good. And that'll be Zach Tropay there picking up the rebound.
Yeah, I think Berg just needs to see one go through. Maybe he can try to get something going toward the basket. He's attempted a lot of three-pointers here and hasn't seen one go down.
Kadeo Williams lets one fly in and out. Started red hot, cooled off here as of recent. With Jude Kaufman here spinning around against Zach Tropay. 47 seconds to go in this first half. 29-15 is the score. Basler with a much-needed three-point try. That'll go away. Into the hands of Timmy Crawley. 35 seconds to go, and they'll just slowly work their way back with Zach Tropay in control.
Yeah, they'll be playing for the last attempt of this quarter.
Williams back over to Crawley. Tropay takes it back out to the logo with 15 seconds to go. That'll be Timmy Crawley. 6 seconds to go, looking to put it in. Gets a good block by Hazovsky. And now it'll be Jude Kaufman letting one fly from long range. No good, so it will be a 14-point game. 29-15 to go into the halftime break, Charles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just see that the energy and engagement level so far in this game has been well on the side of Jackson Lumen Christi, the way that they're taking the fight to the Irish right now. And honestly, they've also been getting to their shots better. You know, finding your shot is kind of what basketball boils down to, because if the opponent is disrupting your rhythm, they're also disrupting where you want to be within your shooting rhythm and getting to your spot on the floor. And that's what the Titans have been doing, impacting this Irish offense. Everything for the Irish has been forced or hasn't really come within rhythm. I think for the Irish team, if they want to get that established, they need to start playing their game, running their sets. And I think what they need to do is just take a deep breath and realize that where they have an advantage is with their height and their size. And once they can start trying to take advantage of that, I think that will give them the best chance to be successful so far in this second half. We'll talk about that in much more detail when we come back on the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. We're going to step aside for 3 or 4 minutes and then come back with our look ahead and preview to this second half of the first annual TC Catholic Invitational Championship game. We'll be back after this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, Our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
I'm Ryan Beningo, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installation, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike many service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding the gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
To Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier, family-owned, senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at Culver Meadows. Call 231-633-9430.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Point City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
Bartlett's Home Interiors is your hometown home furnishing store, serving northern Michigan since 1950. Your perfect fit is waiting for you here. Among our large selection of furniture, flooring, Serta mattresses, and Hunter Douglas window treatments, our experienced staff can help with the details that are important to you to transform your space. Come explore our 35,000 square foot showroom today or visit us at bartlettshomeinteriors.com. Bartlett's Home Interiors, where you're always at home. M66 North, Charlevoix.
And tired of monotonous family dinners? Then you need to call an audible and let BC Pizza take care of the rest. They've been the best source of handmade, hometown gourmet pizzas featuring a wide variety of menu options, including salads, grinders, and their world-famous pizza. And with a location in Charlevoix right here to serve you, where their presence in the community is second to none. BC Pizza, the best choice pizza.
Visiting beautiful northern Michigan, do not miss the opportunity to experience golf at Pregame Golf Resort. Just 10 miles north of the cozy waterfront village of Elk Rapids, Pregame's Torch and the award-winning Sundance course offer breathtaking views of world-renowned Torch Lake. Set forth before you are the glistening emerald green fairways, sprawling white sand bunkers, and the wispy amber heather that seamlessly bind the holes to one another. It is an experience that you'll be sure to share with your friends back home. Make a tee time at Pregame Golf Resort today. It won't be your last.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into our TVC Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. Shane Smith, Charles Strail, Will Sherman, Jessica Alcorn. bringing this one to you live here from downtown Traverse City for the first annual TC Catholic Tournament. Charles, go ahead. We've got some thoughts here in this first half of action, and you're the man to take care of them here with about 2 minutes to go until we get to tip-off of the second half.
Yeah, so far through 2 quarters of play, Jackson Lumen Christi Titans, the more aggressive team here, getting to the basket, getting open shots, playing within themselves, and finding shots that are within their offensive rhythm. Part of basketball is establishing your own rhythm and disrupting the opposing team's rhythm. For Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic, they just haven't been able to have a sustained rhythm offensively. A lot of their offensive shots weren't in flow or in sequence of their offense, and you can tell because they only have 15 points scored. And a majority of those points had either come from the free throw line or from right around the basket. They still haven't made a three-pointer. They've attempted a lot of them. I don't know the official tally of attempts for 3 for Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic, but they've been shooting them and they haven't made them. I would imagine that in this second half they want to get more within the flow of their offense. And whether that's swinging the ball a couple times from side to side before putting a shot up, but we've seen a lot of times that the Irish have brought the ball down, no passes, no swing, and putting up a pull-up jump shot. You can't do that against a well-disciplined team, and the Titans of Jackson Lumen Christi are certainly well-disciplined. So far, scoring-wise, the leading scorer in tonight's game is Kadale Williams. He has 14 points to go along with Luke Tropez, his guard counterpart, with 10. Leading the way for the Irish of Hackett Catholic, they have Brooks Basler with 4. So look for the Irish to try and do something to mix up the tempo and pace of this game, whether that's extending this defense maybe full court, maybe bringing in a trap, or mixing it into a zone to just try to disrupt the rhythm and timing of the Titans.
All right, well, we've got just about 30 seconds to go until we get into our second half of action here, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank you all for so much for tuning in. Our shout-outs here. Tiffany Westbrook saying, "Let's go, Lumen," and several others of you as well. We want to thank you all from our viewers from down south, our friends here watching in tonight's game. It's always a pleasure to have you folks who we don't normally get to cover games for, so you can get a little bit of experience what we have to offer at Next Level Broadcasting, and who knows, maybe in a few years we might be down your way. But in the meantime, we've got plenty of schools and plenty of action that we cover up here in northern Michigan, including the second half of this game right here in front of us as we go between Gavin St. Martin and Elijah Brooks to begin. Brooks working around Kadale Williams. Williams bests him here.
Yeah, quick hands by Kadale Williams. Just poked that left hand in there, waiting on Brooks' crossover, and he got it.
Yeah. The Irish scored 68 points in their win last night against Traverse City St. Francis. So far held to only 15 in the first half, and that'll stay with Lumen Christi. Luke Tropez, the one fighting down there for it. It'll be Ashton Callan here on the inbound against Elijah Brooks. Only 30 seconds have gone by so far in this second half. Dale Williams against Berg. We'll back up top for a moment. Go ahead.
Yeah, just interesting to see here if the Irish, mix in a wrinkle here defensively, or if they're going to stay with this straight man-to-man.
I'd have to say a wrinkle would be needed here to try and keep them within this game. Still only 14 points. We saw St. Francis come back from a 21-point deficit at one point last night. But it's a bit different of a team here with Jackson Lumen Christi as they get a travel call. Rarity for them. That will be on J.J. Brown.
And one thing that I was talking about, a wrinkle that could be, playing better defense. I think outside of that, the Irish just need to defensive rebound better. I mean, the Titans had numerous opportunities where they had a couple sequences of 1, 2, even 3 offensive rebounds.
Leland Berg trying to open things up in a big way, and he does. Drains a 3.
And that's the first made three-pointer of the game for Leland Berg. And, they need his scoring and they need his production.
The answer back no good from Ashton Callan. Elijah Brooks taking it all away, gets the 2 and draws the foul from Timmy Crawley.
And this is exactly the start that you needed if you're an Irish fan right now. That's a 5-0 start to this third quarter. And Brooks right now needs to get involved. And the two guys that the Irish really needed to get engaged into this game was Berg and Brooks. And right now, they're spearheading this charge here as we got a timeout taken by Jackson Lumen Christie. Head coach Josh Propay not excited about how this quarter has started. And it's been the Fighting Irish here to start this third quarter.
You know, I got to say, the Irish, they haven't done a whole lot different than their first half other than they've gotten slightly better looks on the shooting side of the ball and gotten them in. They've gotten just as many rebounds and turnovers as they have in the first half. Just a matter of finding better looks right now, higher quality looks, and getting the scoring off of it.
Well, they got an open look for Berg.
Yep.
And then they got a defensive rebound, and they had an advantage situationally with numbers in transition. Got one of their more athletic players in Elijah Brooks out in transition, but they haven't been able to secure the defensive rebounds. You can't run if you can't rebound. And you can't rebound if you don't play defense, because if the shots are going in, there's no rebounds to be had.
Elijah Brooks gets that one in for the three-point play the old-fashioned way, and it's back within single digits now, an 8-point game, 29-21. Feels a little bit more lively than it did a few moments ago. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the third. Tropay gets the big pass. Back to Dale Williams, though. Flings one. The other side to Cash Kalahar, not able to cash that one in.
Yeah, the miss right there, courtesy of the high pass. It's really hard to get your feet set when you got to jump up to catch that pass.
Berg over to St. Martin. Now to Basler as he works his way in the paint. And it'll be jump ball favoring Lumen Christie.
There's the first turnover of the quarter. And Basler's just got to be more aggressive going in with a jump stop. If you go in with a jump stop, it's a more powerful, aggressive move, limiting the chances of getting the ball held by another player.
Zach Tropay gets that one over to Kadale Williams for another three-point try. There it is. We saw him lights out at the beginning of the game. Got cold, and now he's bringing it right back into form. Back to a double-digit lead here by 11, 32-21. Basler loses control momentarily. Back to St. Martin and out of Verduzco. Elijah Brooks flings that one over. He'll take it back. Hello at the top of the arc. Puts it up for three. Ugly bounce there. Not exactly favoring the luck of the Irish there, and it goes back to the Titans. Zach Tropay charges over to Kadale Williams. And now for another big three by Crowley, no good. Kalahar picks up the rebound, though. And that'll be a good pass. Trying to intercept it there. The Irish did. Luke Tropay, no good on the three-ball. And now it'll be timeout. Ooh, injury timeout coming up here for the Irish.
Yeah, it was Gavin St. Martin who hit the deck. And, he was on the ground. They didn't stop the clock because the Titans had the ball. Now, oftentimes, if a player is down on one end of the court, they will, give the advantage to the team with the ball because it's, technically their advantage. And it's up to the ref's subjectivity to determine if that player is either in danger himself of physical harm or if it's in danger of the other players around them. And he was injured, on that low block area. And just a subjectivity call there by the officials. The Titans do get out of it, though, as they're able, the Irish get out of it as they don't give up any points. But it looks like St. Martin is going to be checked out by this medical staff here of Dr. Kerr for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiator medical staff.
Very nice to have him helping out. Gavin St. Martin will take some time there on the bench to work on. It looks to be his ankle. Yeah, Elijah Brooks here goes from the free throw line, sinks that one in. 32-23, 4:44 to go in the third.
And with 5 points in this third quarter, Elijah Brooks much more active and engaged.
And a nice layup there by Kadale Williams. Not much thought put into that one. Back to 11-point game.
Yeah, nice job. Get to your strong hand, get it off the backboard. Let your good players make plays.
Yeah. Elijah Brooks on the baseline here, no good. Timmy Crowley there on the rebound. Big heave up court to Cash Kalahar, and he gets that one in.
First basket of the game for Kalahar.
Yeah, 13-point game, 36-23. Leland Berg gets that one off to Basler as he works his way around the arc looking for Berg once again. He steps back for the three, no good. Back to the hands of Williams. Williams takes it for himself, drives it in, gets it knocked away. Basler takes it back here for the Irish. All the way down, gets a nice banker off the glass. 36-25, a big heave down court for Luke Tropez, gets past his hands. The Irish will have it once more. Jude Kaufman comes back in here for Hackett. 3:37 to go in the third. As Basler trots his way back across the half-court line, gets things set up here with the rest of his teammates.
Trying a little single action or single-side ball screen, but well defended by the Titans. I think right here, Brooks has to make Kadeo Williams guard.
Inside to Hizovska, and that'll be a foul coming up here on the Titans.
Should be called against Crowley. Actually, no, my apologies. It's called against Luke Tropez.
That'll be his first with 10 points so far in this game.
I really think the Irish got to get something going here. Continued for Brooks or Berg. They are the offensive engines for this Irish team.
Brooks going to need some extra help here. Gets it from Berg, in and out, no good. Kaufman tried to come down with the rebound.
This could be showtime here, Shane.
Yes, it is. He goes in, slams it home. Bam, there you go. Oh.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you got there, the nice left-handed tomahawk throwdown. And, man, I really like that set, though, that the Irish ran there to get Berg a wide-open look from three. He just had it run in and out, and I thought that's exactly what they needed. And unfortunately for Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic, it ended up with them getting dunked on.
So we've seen a couple so far today. Gotta love it here in Northern Michigan basketball. Typically not something you see this far north unless if you have a team from downstate. As Kaufman takes the pass from Brooks and gets it in. The Irish still hanging around between 9 and 13 points down under Lumen Christi. Game is by far not out of reach for them. Kadeo Williams left unattended though. Too much power there on the reverse layup. Back to Elijah Brooks. All the way. Back over to Basler in the corner. 6 in the three. 8-point game, 38-30. Basler, we saw some good threes from him last night, some good points all the way around.
Yeah, and just like that, it's a 5-0 run for the Irish.
Up and away, short there on the shot.
They can cut it to a 2-possession game with a made field goal here.
Yeah.
Nice little slip by Berg.
Yeah, he wanted to make that shot. Up and away, though. Berg takes it once more. That'll fall short. Verdushko draws the foul. That'll be on 41. Yes, Lucas Hizovsky.
Yeah, he'll go to the free throw line there, Shane. Hizovsky will. Not sure who the foul was on.
It'll be Timmy Crowley there. Foul. It'll be his second.
Hizovsky so far with 2 points in the game. Got it with a nice two-handed slam. So he makes the first of 2. Don't look now, but it's just a 7-point game. If Hizovsky is able to make this free throw, it's a 2-score game.
Biggest deficit that the Irish had so far was 16 points midway through the second. So will remain a 7-point game, 38-31. Reminiscent of the Irish win over St. Francis last night, 68-61. Wes Learned back in this game. Going to be Cash Kalahar up at top once again against Elijah Brooks. Learned feeds that one over to Ashton Callan once more. Keeping on the perimeter except Kadeo Williams. There's one man to drive it. It is him. And that'll be a foul coming up here against the Irish.
Yeah, and that was a good call on the block. Elijah Brooks just wasn't able to get in front of the drive of Kadeo Williams, and that'll be the first team foul
on Leland Berg there, number 10.
And that's his first. Yep. So Berg picks up the first team and first personal foul. Right now, you got to sit on the left hand of Kadeo Williams. That's his dominant hand. That's where he wants to eventually end up. So you really got to sit in your defensive stance and force him to his right.
Leland St. Berg back into this, or Gavin St. Martin, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, back into this game after getting a hit to his ankle here earlier on. As Luke Tropez gets that one off to catch Kalahar, no good. His opposing number 3, David Verduzco, comes back in here. And he'll take the wide open 3, why not, in and out.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the shot that Kalamazoo Hackett wanted there.
Yeah.
One pass, ball didn't rotate or swing around the perimeter. You can't fall in love with the three-point shot, especially when you're down, even though it can get you back into the game quickly.
Luke Tropez staring down Verduzco, playing for the last possession here once again. 11 seconds to go in the third. Gets it off to Kadeo Williams. He halts, thinks about it. 4 seconds to go. Needs to make the shot. Up and away, the 3 ball from the corner, and it's in from Wes Learned.
Big time shot there from Learned because, I mean, the offense wasn't really in a state of, like a flow state there. He caught that one, but I do want to say that the pass from Williams that time caught him right in, like, you know, the shooting pocket, if you will. Or previously in the quarter, Williams' pass was high. The player had to jump up to receive it, come down, set his feet, and then when you do that, you take your eye off the rim because you're jumping up to catch the ball. Your eye leaves the basket. That time with Learn, it was right there. All he had to do was catch, kept his eyes on the rim, knocked it down to beat the buzzer. So we got a 10-point game here as we head to this fourth quarter. I do like the way that Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic has been rebounding the basketball. They've upped their, they've upped their attention to detail on the defensive rebounds because that had been what was limiting them in the first half from truly, getting sustained footing. And that was one of the things that they struggled with in the first half, and they corrected that going into this third quarter so far. So let's see if they can continue to do that, continue to see if they can get stops. Fortunately for Kalamazoo Hackett, they get the ball here to start because that would be kind of backbreaking if it was Titan basketball here after they had just made that buzzer beater prior to the third quarter ending.
So it'll be the Irishmen getting the ball back here one last time to begin this fourth and final quarter of Championship Saturday of the first annual TC Catholic Tournament. As Gavin St. Martin looks for someone, finds Leland Berg at the top. Brasler takes it back over, gets it blocked, and it will go back into the hands of the Titans. Wes Learned there, the one to block. Crowley comes away with it. Zach Tropez back over to his brother Luke Tropez, up and away, no good. Basler comes down with the rebound. And that'll be a foul coming up on Zach Tropez.
Yeah, and when you go for that back tap, you're most likely going to get called for that back tap.
Right here directly in front of us, Leland Berg gets it off to David Verduzco.
I think you just got to run something for Berg or Elijah Brooks.
The errant pass. Gavin St. Martin was able to save it just in the nick of time, and Leland Berg drills in a 3. 7-point game once again. Zach Tropez here. Dishing that one over to Timmy Crawley. Just under 7 minutes to go. No good from Learned on the layup. And we got a mess here on the floor.
Looks like it's just one of the players stepped on the baseline.
Yep.
So whoever touched the ball. Actually, we've got a foul.
Yeah. Yep. That'll be on number 3, David Verduzco, his first. Still a very, very low foul count here across both teams in this game. That's what we love to see. Zach Tropez has some trees to get this one into. Finds Timothy Crawley. Back over to Cash Callahars. He'll work his way along the baseline. That'll be a foul coming up on Berg.
Man, what a smart decision there by Cash Callahar to make them close out. Brooks flew by.
Yeah.
And Callahar had an unimpeded trip to the basket where he was eventually fouled. Just a really smart decision by Callahar to attack the paint.
Beauty of a free throw. 8-point, 42-34 game. No matter what the result of this game will be, Hackett should be proud of what they've held Lumen Christi to so far, averaging nearly 70 points per game. Only 43 scored with just over 6.5 minutes to go here in this game. Basler to St. Martin, now to Verduzco. Shoves it back over there to Elijah Brooks. Still need to get some more points for him, but that'll be a takeaway here from Timothy Crowley. He waits, gives it over to his teammate Ashton Callan. Brooks knocks it away, and that will stay with Lumen Christi.
No, actually, should go over to the Irish.
Yeah. My apologies there. Elijah Williams fought for it. One for the rest of his Irishmen. It'll still be a 9-point game, 43-34, just over 6 minutes to go. Verduzco, St. Martin, now to Berg. Had a big three from here just a moment ago.
The ball's got to get from side to side, multiple sides of the floor here for the Irish. Can definitely.
Brooks lets one fly from deep. No good off the heel.
I was going to say they could have attacked this Lumen Christi lineup right now a little bit small.
Kadale Williams came down with the rebound. Haven't called his name too much in recent moments, which is a good thing for Kalamazoo Hackett.
Well, he's been on the bench for a couple of minutes here to start this fourth quarter, so he's well rested as we begin this final 5.5 minutes.
Yes, indeed. Spinning around Berg. Floats that one up, and that'll be a travel.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that Berg probably knew there, that Williams wanted to get back to his left hand, and he got back to it. I thought he had a pretty good shot for a floater there before he even had to make the spin move.
Yeah. 5:20 to go in the game. Verduzco finds Berg back over to Elijah Brooks, who has yet to get to the 10-point mark so far this evening. Loses it momentarily. Gets it tipped back to himself. No good on the layup there, and it'll be back the other way. Ashton Callan, Timothy Crawley rather, working against number 5 Brooks. And another 3-ball up and away. This time it was from Callan, no good. Luke Tropez gets the rebound.
That was a smart decision by Tropez not to put that shot right back up.
Yeah. 3-ball from Kadale Williams, no good. Picked up by Elijah Brooks. Verduzco gains control of it right at the 3-point arc. And back over to St. Martin. Up and away the 3-ball, and it's in. That's what the Irish needed from Brooks Basler. Brings this back to a 2-possession, 6-point game. We've got a timeout here on the floor.
And for Brooks Basler, that's his 12th point of the game. It's back to a 2-possession game. And right now, Shane, even though it seems like the Irish have been scratching and clawing and always finding themselves down in these holes, they've been digging out constantly.
Yeah.
And they're down by 6. And, well, I mean, you just got to credit them for playing well. I mean, I don't think they're playing their A game right now.
No, they are not.
And the way that they've been able to hang in there with the Titan team that has been, in my opinion, playing a really good defense.
Yes.
You know, good defense oftentimes gets overlooked if one team is missing open shots. Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic has been missing open shots, primarily Leland Berg. And I would imagine that if they go to him later on in this fourth quarter, he'll be ready to answer the bell. But he's had a lot of open looks that just have rimmed out, and I'm sure he's frustrated by that. But he's got to have a short memory, because if the Irish want to have a chance to come back and maybe even take the lead, they're going to need contributions from him as well as Basler and Elijah Brooks. So
Yeah.
those three guys, I think, are the straw that stirs the drink here if the Irish want to mount this comeback with 4:18 left. Right now, if you're Jackson Lumen Christi, I think you got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. That's Timmy Crowley and that's Kadale Williams.
Yep.
Get them going downhill, maybe in some sort of dribble handoff action, and see if they can get to the basket, maybe even the free throw line.
Going to be Timmy Crowley here taking it back across. Just over 4 minutes to go in the game. Kadale Williams. Good transition there to Ashton Callan. Luke Trope here guarded well by Brooks Basler. Out to Ashton Callan once more. Good transitions and passing around here with the ball. Kadale Williams short on the 3 try. And a good block here by Elijah Brooks. And it'll go back to the Irish.
So the Irish fortunate there because they didn't secure the defensive rebound, Shane, but Brooks' defense there able to bail them out as they can now cut this to a 3-point game with a made 3-pointer. And you're seeing the Titans just a little pseudo half-court pressure here.
Get the ball knocked away here. It'll be a jump ball possession. Yep, favoring. Oh, a timeout call just in the nick of time before it would have gone back to the Titans. So the Irish get lucky on that one. We'll be hanging on to the ball. Step away here for a moment. As we're in a Catholic tournament, Charles, God bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Had to sneeze.
Yep.
So right now, 6-point game. I think if you're Kalamazoo Hackett, you're drawing something up here for a man set. Let's just take a gander at what Jackson Lumen Christi comes out here. They're going to stay man or do they go zone? These are the little chess pieces that coaches will play against one another. When you're drawing something up in the huddle, getting ready for man, all of a sudden the other team comes out in zone. So let's see if either one of these teams has a trick up their sleeve here on this possession.
Well, Hackett's going to have to be very sparing with their timeout calls for the rest of the game. They only have one over the next just over 3.5 minutes of game time, still down by 6.
Staying man.
Yeah. Berg trying to get himself open, finds Gavin St. Martin in the corner. They'll throw it up top here to Basler. Elijah Brooks against Williams.
That shouldn't be a double dribble. That should not be a double dribble. Brooks didn't have control of the basketball when he first bobbled it. You got to establish control of the basketball before you dribble it. He caught it, put it down, and that shouldn't have been a double dribble.
The rest of the Hackett group here thought the same, but it will be back to the Titans here regardless. 6-point differential here still.
Nice slip.
Yep. And Timmy Crowley goes in for 2, draws the foul. And that missed call there might be a game changer here, Charles.
Well, that's Timmy Crowley just slipping that corner side pick and roll. And he was one of the guys that I pointed out about getting to the basket. Not only did he get to the basket, but he also will be going to the free throw line as well.
Yep. Gets the free throw in. Back to a 9-point game, 46-37. Hackett's going to have to work hard now, down 9 with just 3 minutes to go. Leland Berg, good pass to Verduzco, back out to Berg. Verduzco left wide open, not able to deliver on the 3. Ball's batted around here. The Titans come away with it. Ashton Callan. Now it's Kadale Williams. Back out to Luke Trope, open for another 3. Just a bit too powerful on that one. Elijah Williams all the way. Gets the foul coming up here.
That's a take foul by Timmy Crowley, and he wrapped him up. And, you know, the thing is there, if you wrap them up, you prevent the player from hurting themselves by jumping up in the air. However, in the method of how that foul was taken, I thought it should have been a shooting foul. Brooks had finished his gather, and he was getting toward the basket.
Missed 3 there. Another foul here on Timmy Crowley. That'll be his 4th. Dangerous territory for him. So it'll be Wes Learned coming back in to take his step. Two minutes, 31 seconds to go in the game. Hackett still with another chance here to try and get the ball in the basket and make it a little bit closer. An errant pass by him here will take it back the other way. Very short rest for Timmy Crowley as he's back in, still with 4 fouls.
Well, they took him out on that defensive possession to make sure he didn't pick up that 5th foul to bring him back in offense defense right there.
Kadale Williams. Cash Kalahar still looking for more points from him. Williams works it over to Crowley for the 3. No good, just a bit short. And Elijah Williams trying to gather it up, gets called to travel. Again, I don't think he had possession of that one either.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a victim of a couple turnovers here.
Yeah.
I think that travel call was justified. The double dribble that he had earlier, he didn't have possession of it, and my subjectivity and my subject judgment.
Yep.
Which is one of those calls where it's 50-50. Did the player have possession when they dropped the ball? Because Brooks on that sequence looked like he didn't have possession as the player came in from behind him, reached it, he dropped it.
Yeah.
But is that drop a dribble? Because in order to dribble, you got to have possession. Then he went on and put it on the floor again and was eventually whistled for a double dribble. And then that time, I think the travel call was just there. So it's just one of those things where I think this officiating crew, to their kudos this afternoon, has been very consistent with the amount of contact that they've allowed. And I think that they've been very consistent with the contact, whether it's in the paint or on the perimeter. Oftentimes, you see irregularities between the amount of contact allowed in the paint versus on the perimeter, where you can hand check on the perimeter, but you can't, graze someone as they go in for a layup. And it's been very even across the board in terms of the contact allowed, whether it's 30 feet from the basket or 2 feet from the basket tonight.
Timmy Crowley taking care of the inbound duties here. 129 seconds to go before this game comes to a close, and everyone can head back home before the next snow system moves in. Dale Williams gets that one broken up momentarily by Basler. Ashton Callan regains control for the Titans. A good feed inside. Back around up top now to Kadale Williams. Too much power. The putback no good either. That'll be the 5th and final foul on Timmy Crowley. So it'll be one of the biggest playmakers taken out here for the Titans. Yeah, if Hackett wants any chance of winning this game, a couple of big shots will have to go in right away. Basler picks it up, and the clock starts ticking. Under a minute 45 to go.
Should be a kick ball.
Yep. Off the shoe of Ashton Callan there. Elijah Brooks coming in here to inbound. Running out of time. Feinsberg just in time. 95 seconds to go. We'll have another foul coming up here on the Titans.
And that's going to put the Irish on the free throw line as the Titans are over the limit.
That'll be on Kadale Williams, his second personal foul here, with 10 points for him so far.
Actually, Kadale Williams has...
they must have the wrong player up on the board then. Okay.
Yeah, so the foul wasn't on Williams, I suppose. I guess they give it to...
Oh, there we... No.
They give it to Luke Tropez, so okay. I don't know what's going on here.
The board...
But Kadale Williams has 21 in the game.
I thought that seemed awfully low. They still haven't gotten the board switched yet because Timmy Crowley can't pick up a 6th foul. So we'll see what happens here, but I'll go with you there on Luke Tropez picking up his first. In the meantime, Elijah Brooks makes both of his free throws. Needed points here. 7-point ball game, minute 33 to go. Zach Tropez flings one up, broken up by Elijah Brooks. A good couple of points here would be much needed, and a travel call. Oh boy.
Yeah, just kind of lost his balance as he was trying to sidestep the defender. He had an open teammate, and I think sometimes when you expend so much energy to make the defensive play, you have a hard time shifting gears with how fast you're really moving, coming back the other way on offense.
So wasted very important opportunity there for Hackett to try and get themselves within 2 possessions. Just over 60 seconds to go. And that'll be timeout coming up here on the Titans. 68 seconds on the other side of this one, Charles. Still.
Yeah, I mean, it's still now it's a 3-possession game. That was a big opportunity right there for the Irish, that they had been able to cash in that turnover, get a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer. I mean, you're looking at a 2-possession game, whether it's 5 or 4 points. Whereas right now, sitting at 7, you're down by 3 scores, which is kind of like the benchmark. If you're looking at it, you're thinking, okay, 3 points is 1 score. 4, 5, and 6 is still 2. Anything above 6 is 3 possessions. So you kind of chart, your lead or your deficit by how many possessions it is or it takes to get to there under normal circumstances. So not scoring on that last one was a big one because it could have got it down to a 2-possession game. But altogether, a really excellent game here so far for both teams. I got to say, the second half has been much more competitive than the first half. It just seemed like the Irish couldn't get standing on solid ground earlier in this first half. And credit the Titans of Jackson, Lumen Christi for disrupting the rhythm of Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic here at the beginning of this game. We've got a foul called against, should be against Leland Berg.
Yes, indeed. Be his 3rd. Only 6 points for Mr. Berg there.
Yeah,
had at least twice that last night.
Yeah, he's had a tough game here. I mean, he's had a lot of good looks, and he's shot it with confidence. It just hasn't gone through the basket for him.
Good perimeter passing around here. Luke Tropez with it at the moment, and there's the foul. That'll be the 5th and final, sending the Titans to the free throw line. Luke Tropez for 2. First one bangs around and goes in. Wes Learned comes in here for the Titans, as well as number 3, David Verduzco for Hackett. 9-point game. You'd like to think if they can't get a bucket here, this game's going to be very difficult for the Irish to get back within closing distance of. Berg for 3, well short off the front of the rim. Into the hands of Luke Tropez and the Titans. A good pass here, left wide open to catch. Kelleher makes us a 2-digit lead, 50-39. 31 seconds to go. Berg lets one fly, long-range jumper. Williams comes with the rebound, not able to get the putback. Still fighting for the ball, and that's 10 Ashton Callan. The foul coming up here on Williams. 18 seconds on the other side of these free throws. So it'll be Brooks' second. Again, only 8 points for him. As low as Kalamazoo Hackett has kept Lumen Christi's scoring in comparison to the rest of the season, the Titans have done an excellent job keeping Hackett's even lower. That one will fall well short. Doesn't really matter.
Well, I think when you get into these games where the team that you're playing and the opponent that you're playing against has a fundamental core of defense and defensive values, you don't see these 80-point games.
12-point differential, 51-39. Brooks flies one in. Good effort by him there. Finally gets into double-digit scoring. And with 8 seconds to go, Luke Tropez will bob and weave through the rest of the Irishmen. And that will close out the game, ladies and gentlemen. Make that 12-point win from Ashton Callan. Fans not very happy with the sportsmanship there. So it'll be 53-41, the final score here. Jackson Lumen Christi, the victors of this first annual TC Catholic Tournament. We hope to have this for years and years to come, but what a lot of fun it's been this weekend, Charles.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun here. Shane, excellent job. I want to give a shout-out to our executive producer this afternoon, Will Sherman, and a big-time shout-out to our head of videography tonight here, Jessica Alcorn. So for all of us here, myself, Shane Smith, Will Sherman, and Jessica Alcorn, we say thank you for tuning in. Thanks for making us a part of your Friday night and Saturday afternoon. It's been a pleasure to bring you this first annual TC Catholic Tournament. And Shane Smith, your final thoughts here as we put a bow on this one.
Well, there's a reason why the Titans are number 1 in the state in Division III as they come into this or leave this tournament going 10-0 so far in the season. Kalamazoo Hackett has nothing to be upset about. They were ranked 13th in the state Division III coming into this one. Only one loss. Sure, they pick up their second, but they've got a lot of good basketball to play and be looking for them to make a deep postseason run here in the coming weeks and months. But until then, like Charles said, we all appreciate you tuning in. We hope that everyone driving home, maybe listening to this broadcast, will get home safely here as the snow comes back in. And we'll see some of you right back here again soon on Next Level Broadcasting with more coverage of Northern Michigan basketball. Till then, have a wonderful rest of your weekend.